Welcome to Brand Culture Collective. We're three creatives with a design background and to talk about all things branding, culture, and creativity. We're joined by myself, Delaney.
Rondell.
And Sam.
Cool. What are we talking about today? AI?
AI, man.
So like things like Chat GBT, you got Bart, you got a couple other ones. A favorite one I like to use is one called Perplexity. And the reason why I like so the difference with that one is it gives you sources. So when you type in something, instead of just AI helping you, it's kind of like teaching you. So it's giving you sources. So it's almost like, you're doing an essay. It's giving you like resources so you can read on it.
Visually?
Not visually, but it'll give you links. It'll give you links to the data. So it'll give you actual links. So like,
Have you seen that new Chinese one? DeepSeek.
DeepSeek, what does that do?
So it's basically a better version of ChatGPT. That's what they're claiming to say. DeepSeek.
DeepSeek.
How is it?
I haven't used it yet.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I haven't used it yet, but apparently it's the rival and it's free as well. You know,
Probably be good though.
Yeah, you know, ChatGPT, like there's obviously different language models.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been using FreePick.
Oh yeah,
They've actually the brand
FreePick.
the company actually they won't like they used to be more like vector based, like I don't know if you know like iStock, Shutterstock. But they started to become the lead in sort of like AI image sourcing. They're quite good. Like obviously they're rivaling Midjourney, etc. So obviously I use Midjourney. Then I transitioned to FreePick, and FreePick's quite good because you can do some like let's say you have an image, right? You've got an image, you want to come up with a creative direction, but you want to reference that image, but you don't want that specific image. You want something to mimic that image, to use it as inspiration, right? So you drop that image in FreePick and say, hey, I like this image to be, they reference colors, composition, the AI is doing all of that, right? So you just type in, okay, but I want a boy instead. Do you know what I mean? So you prompts. So then you use your prompts and you say, hey, look, I'd rather a boy instead of a girl. Or not instead of, if you're familiar with prompt terminology, you put boy, 4K, high resolution. You put the camera in, you put 4K retina, etc. So you put all your prompts that you usually do, and then it would generate that specific image, and it would generate like multiple versions of that image.
Does it use FreePick's library of images that you can take?
No, it uses the backlog of free. I don't know where the image sourcing comes from. It's pretty much like all AI. It grabs everything from online, from wherever it does the AI.
Would you say it's better than a Photoshop? AI.
It does different things, so it doesn't necessarily like. Again, so let me just the process. Like, let's just walk through and dissect this process for designers and the audience alike, right?
Yeah.
So cool. So you've got this direction, you've got this person, you now generated this image. Cool. You found the right image, right? But now, if you're familiar with Midjourney, right? It comes in a small sort of image format.
Yes.
But you want to know, and then there's obviously what's the terminology in AI? It's called artifacts. So sometimes the boy, like I described, might have like 5 fingers.
Yeah.
So you want to get rid of those artifacts in AI. That's the terminology. There's weird bits. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like weird bits and bobs you might see. Eyes go wrong.
Yeah.
You might see fingers go wrong. Do you know what I mean? You might see hair nails. Yeah. So what we want to do as designers is get it to look as real as possible. Get it to look aesthetically perfect as possible, so that someone doesn't know necessarily say, yeah, cool. So we've got this image, we've got the right image, there's no artifacts on it. How you get rid of those artifacts on like a free pick is like there's upscaler, image upscalers.
Yeah.
So now you can use AI with AI. So you're telling the image now to using the upscaler to go to 4K or 2K. Let's say the image is you can higher the resolution, and also you can change the style of the image, so you can make it more how harsh you want to upscale to. So you can upscale it differently to to a higher resolution, but also you can remove artifacts to the sharpness. Let's say the T-shirt, you know, again, if we're familiar with AI, like the numbers wouldn't be there. So the number now shows. So if it was looking like a 17, but it didn't quite look like a 7, it looked like a 1. It would now look like a clear, exactly. It would look like a clear 17. So it's like, and then obviously you using this image, you can now drop it in Photoshop, get your image right. You can you can increase the saturation. You know, you can now then you can use Photoshop's AI to perfect it.
At this point, it's baked
To
into
perfect
everything.
it. Yeah.
That's definitely good, man. I think that even like phones now, certain phones, I know Google Pixel, they have it. Like if you take a picture, so like you know, sometimes people take a picture, someone's in the background, you can just remove them, stuff like that. I think it's good, but I think the AI stuff, when we talk about the everyday person, you know, how can it benefit their life? Some people are a bit still slow to go on AI, not understanding. I feel like AI, even for like small businesses, AI can help with so much things like SEO, copywriting. You know, just so much things.
It's baked into everything. It's like even the way I use it as well. Like I use it a lot for creative direction and art direction, right? But I use Midjourney and ChatGPT combined. So say I might think of a composition or something that we want, like an image we want to create, or like even like a mood board. Say, I'll roughly describe it in ChatGPT, and then ask GPT to expand and add more detail to that prompt. Take that prompt and then put it into Midjourney. You know what I mean? And then that will create the image and whatever. Like that's one way of been using it. Another way is within like SEO as well. You know, like most businesses that you'll work for have like blog pages. Obviously, it's part of the marketing funnel to get people into the thingy. But within that, like I've like my most recent roles have been in like property. We're always using the same image unless we're going out and taking like images of houses. We're always using the same imagery because we're all getting it from the same stock websites. But with AI, it's allowed us to expand that library of imagery, and that helps us to build like a more brand focus or something that fits into the aesthetics of the brand identity. But like it's the tool's good in it, but
Sounds good. Sounds like good.
there's a threat. Like, is it gonna take away jobs from
so this is another thing that I'm gonna get on. So the job thing right now is real, but if you know how to use AI to your advantage, you could ask AI, what is it that I can do in the field that I am in right now to make myself future proof, right? Because you can upskill certain things you have to learn within your field, right? But when we talk about the jobs thing, that's already happening because, for example, you walk into shopping markets, they got self-checkouts, right? That's, you know, they even got an Amazon shop now. You just pick up things and you walk out. You see what I'm saying? But even with that, you've even got like now, when you're applying for jobs, they got the ATS system. So people don't even look at your CVs no more. You understand? So if you ain't got, so it comes like SEO now. So I've got like 15 CVs, bro, with the right keywords for certain things. I've got a graphic design one, I've got a product designer, I've got a UI, and they all have specific keywords. If you don't have that, you look crazy out here. You can have like 10 years of experience and your keywords ain't on point and you're applying for jobs and no one's getting back to you. That's a reality.
It's making the industry. I don't think it's. I feel like it's making the industry more competitive, but not in a good way. So you see, with design,
Explain.
it's usually the people that have the best design work or that worked on the biggest projects and stuff like that, right? Like you'd have like say someone came from a company like Airbnb.
They've got
obviously we recognize them as having great design. Like they'll be looked at
as soon as they've got that in their portfolio.
Apple,
all that stuff.
Nike.
Do you know what I mean? Like these big brands.
People,
But if it becomes a thing of like AI is filtering out, those people are not even necessarily going to get through and not going to be judged based on their work. You're basically going to get judged on how well you can slide through the AI funnel to get onto the.
You still get found out though, innit, on the job.
Yeah, but if you're not even getting through, if you're not great at CV writing or you haven't patterned that bit, and you've got all this work, this years of experience, you won't even get through. The ATS will just block you. It's another hurdle because you can play the game. Yeah, you can get the initial interview and stuff, but they'll weed you out from there when they realize that actually this person doesn't have all of this stuff.
People be lying though.
Yeah, I think me personally, I think we need to get adapted to AI. I think it's just like a tool for just like Photoshop wasn't the way Photoshop was.
Yeah.
I think even like copywriters, like like other avenues in the creative space, like it's enhancing us already the skills we. I think it's enhancing the skills we already have. I think you need to. I think you need to be adapt in it. I think you need to because you get left behind. It's like if Photoshop and all these things are creating all these new ways and things of making our lives easier,
Yeah.
you need to be like as a skilled based creative or highly skilled person. Like I think we're all highly skilled people. You need to be equipped with this knowledge to then now go about doing your job or doing your role. Because it's like if you're not, then you can you could do the same thing, but it's like I could do something in 1 second that you can in like 3 days.
And it's all about making money, right?
Yeah, and speed is the
So speed. So if you're not quick enough,
But that's great for us, yeah, like us being able to know how to use it. But remember, like these opportunities that are out there, like when the recruiters, the hiring managers and stuff like that, those people are not necessarily creative people, or even like the people that work in certain businesses. If they see that they can replace, or they feel they can replace a resource, a design resource, with AI, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it like as
But
much-
those highly efficient people, like we're talking CEOs and stuff, they're aware of the technology. They're also demand that the companies use that.
they're aware of it.
So, yeah, but I feel like this kind of shows the state of the design industry or the creative industry as a whole. Like, I feel like at a certain point in time, it was very much craft focused.
Yeah.
And you have to be actually good at what you do and have the
But I still
theory
feel
and understanding behind it. But now we've had with the internet and the world's opening, you've got people that just know how to use the software, and they're calling themselves designers.
so. This is important. So I like what you're saying because I remember going to when we went to university, and one of I won't say his name. I was going to say his name. Used to kind of tell us critical thinking, and I never used to get that. I used to be like, it's not just about using the tools. I was kind of excited I could use the tools because some people couldn't use the tools.
Yeah.
But there is a balance to it. But like you said, it's like, okay, because there are some companies that will tell you, okay, you're good, you're amazing, but it's looking like it's a design for service. I got to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And people don't want that because I can just tell AI what to do.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm trying to say now? So it's like, you've got to really know what you're doing, or it doesn't really matter how good you are because, like I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I was okay on Photoshop. I could do certain things, but me coming back on Photoshop these days, I'm like, wow, I could I could do things that used to used to be a pain.
Yeah. Streamlines it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have to do anything. The tools are there.
Yeah.
And same as Illustrator, I was good on it, but like it's all there. So listen, man, people could do a madness on Photoshop and just become one of them Insta baddies or something.
But it levels the playing field, though, isn't it? Like it makes it more fair for everyone, which is not. I don't think it's good for the industry itself.
No, it's not good. It is removing.
But you know what, though? We're talking from a perspective of three people that have been in this industry for a long time. Yeah, getting into the industry at this point is going to be difficult.
I wouldn't know.
Because remember, like your first internship, your first job, it's literally resizing. Well, when we started resizing, or you're not doing anything ultra creative. You're just doing tools based stuff. And if AI has replaced that functionality, then there's not going to be.
Yeah,
but they'll probably get someone. But
we're not there yet.
They'll probably, a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. We're not there. A lot of people are scared of AI. Oh, AI is going to take my job. AI. Yeah, if you're not good enough, yeah, it will.
We're not really like.
If you're not good,
AI can't. Do you know what I mean? What can
no, but hear this.
AI can't really do much.
But hear this though. People say this though. People, it can exactly. But people go, oh, AI is going to take our jobs themselves. People. But if you're not good, I think it should take your job.
Yeah, but how are you going to get good if you don't even get a chance to start?
But can you?
You can replace a junior designer with software.
What is a junior designer doing?
It depends on the company.
Yeah, it depends on
It
the
depends on the
company.
company. Yeah.
If this junior designer has to
What
do
is their
Let's say
social media ads, right?
Yeah, they're replacing you.
They're replacing you, like you're
Easy.
creating banners and stuff
Okay.
like that. That's an entry level job. That's how I started. That was my entry level job.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
but I think you don't need a designer for social media.
That's subjective, though. That's subjective.
Yeah,
I think you don't need
I
it
think
to,
the
but
templates
some
already-
people
Yeah,
might
I
need
think
it.
the
But this is what I'm trying to say to you. There's already templates, but now there's AI. But somebody needs to tell the AI. Someone needs to tell the AI.
Senior designer could create templates and just give it to the team, and then they could just.
Yeah, but then that's what's gonna happen. So like what would happen before is the senior would probably set up the direction and the view of it, hand it down to the junior, and the junior has to make different variations of it. Because like you see within that space of social media creatives, right? They age out and they might last like 2 or 3 weeks. So every 2-3 weeks you gotta be creating new banners.
So what I'm saying is, AI is essentially the same thing. If we're talking, would AI take people's jobs like a junior? No, you still need the junior designer at some point. You still need.
But you know that's like, yeah. You know, like when you go to like a fancy hotel, yeah, you've got like the guy that opens the door. Yeah. That's like having automatic doors and still having the guy that opens the door. You don't need both.
No, that's different.
How's it different?
I see what you mean. Because some, I see what you're saying. Some hotels still have them because
There's some instances where you're gonna need them.
yeah, like sometimes they might help push the trolley for your hotel. Like
Not everyone has those type of cars. You understand? So you will have 2-3 people with those types of cars, but then you need some instances where you need that guy. Do you know
yeah, but if you've got automatic door, like those,
that's
people,
one instant.
In most places, most like if we're gonna go back in past our history, like back in the day, yeah, most places would have someone that opens the door, like office buildings, all of those kind of things, like with the prestige. But when you bring in automatic doors, you don't need those guys no more. So that we're gonna have no junior designers. Not gonna be an entry point into the industry.
You know what? Let me be honest though. What Delaney's saying is true because I've been seeing on LinkedIn that there are less junior roles. Really? Yeah, that's a conversation.
Yeah.
That's a conversation. I mean, it's AI. Do you know what I mean? Like, but for me,
you've done enough research to say
that's a conversation. The industry is dying. That's a conversation.
You're saying the junior design roles are no longer there.
They're out. They're
so there's no entry point. So it's a midway now, directly.
Basically. So they're positioning them as junior designer roles.
Or just graphic designer.
No, they're positioning them as junior design roles with junior design salary. That's right.
Oh. What I would say, if you're a graphic designer, as we know, AI is part of the tech space. I'll say look into like getting into like more tech things, like maybe like UI, because UI is a bit more closer to graphic design. And the reason why I say that because UI is more branding. I'm not trying to say it on a bias thing, but it's more branding. It just shows that you're someone that can come in and have a bit of a more digital kind of language for things. So it makes you stand out. Yeah. And then
the journey, the AI is more like the journey. The journey. Because there's lots of designers who don't understand the journey, right? The end goal. Yeah.
The end goal.
Right. They would just design something pretty, but don't understand the process behind it, the journey of it. But you know what? The thing about it too is that you can position yourself, you can pivot yourself into different directions, and you use that example as one year, but then you can say, okay, let me go down the motion graphic perspective because also video content creation, right? However, what companies do now is they exploit that. That's the thing. That's what they exploit. They'll be like, oh, you can do motion graphics.
Until AI can do motion. But all we're saying is that what we're basically saying there is, guys, graphic design is done. Basically, if you're not in it already, what we're saying is graphic design is done. If you're not in it already, you're not going to be able to get in it.
I won't say it's dead, but it's just evolved. So I'm saying evolve with the times.
I think there's two things as well, like like we've got like these platforms like Fiverr,
right?
All that stuff. Yeah, that's also
don't make things any better.
Yeah, exactly. So you can get something for cheap, or you can get software to do it.
I don't make anything.
But cool. Better. I'm a graphic designer. Yeah, I've got a book idea, right? I've learned all the skills I've had, right? I need an illustrator. Yeah. None of my mates, none of my design friends can illustrate, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find an illustrator who is like at the best. Like obviously, I know that I'll look at platforms and certain things, and I'll find like the
So what would you
cheapest
look?
possible best alternative
Yeah.
from a business perspective to create my book. Do you know what I mean?
So
So
what
it's
would you
like
look?
there would always be need for those people. Sadly, like it just is what it is.
Where would you look? Is it Fiverr you're talking?
No, I don't. I would look for the cheapest, best illustrator.
But not on Fiverr.
Why not on Fiverr? I would look on Fiverr.
Probably would look Fiverr.
We can't have a personal attack
No,
on
no,
Fiverr.
if-
because
That's what I'm saying. Hold up. I would look on Fiverr, and if that person's there, I would. Yeah. So,
Okay, cool. So they're on Fiverr,
yeah.
but you remember like illustration used to be like a craft in itself.
Yeah.
Like remember like, but it's not. It's an additional skill that a graphic designer will have. Like you're hardly gonna get employed as
No, I
strictly an
think
illustrator.
there's still illustrators out there.
Where?
On Fiverr.
For books. Exactly. You're either on Fiverr trying to get them the jobs in for £2.50, or
no, they're not that cheap.
No, some people
they're
they're
have
cheap. They're £5. Listen, I've been there.
some illustrators have their own websites and stuff. And they've
Yeah,
got their
but
setup
I've
and
been on Fiverr and I've employed
£2.50
illustrators £5
for an illustrator.
for
illustration.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
great. And
Really?
there's the opposite. I've been in a position where I was looking for illustrator, but like there's the top end where they were trying to charge me thousands, like tens of thousands, and there was the bottom end of
Exactly.
Fiverr. And what did I go for?
Fiverr.
The bottom end.
Yeah.
So it's killed that profession. And do you know what? If there was an AI,
But that proves one point that I'm trying to say.
but if there was an AI that could do the same thing as that person,
You
I'm gonna
would-
use the AI. So that industry will be dead for like having actual people, and that's gonna happen to graphic design as well.
But that happens with
Everything, not just design. Yeah, just everything in general.
Cars.
Yeah, fashion.
How?
Yeah, you
How
always
with
go
cars?
to the cheapest,
How with
best
cars? What
because
do
they
you mean?
build using
cars
AI.
are
You go for the
electric.
cheapest cars.
Because
No,
cars
no,
got
they-
electric. Some cars in America drive.
No,
themselves.
from a
What are you talking
manufacturer
about?
perspective, you don't need a
Cars
human
is
being.
wrong now.
No,
Oh, okay,
I'm saying
with the
yeah,
robots that
you
build the
use the
cars.
robot to
Yes,
build the
yes,
car.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
might
yeah.
not
And a
need to
production
drive
line.
them.
Yeah, yeah.
Some cars in America actually drive themselves.
Oh yeah, and they're talking about
That's AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Rondell's point of the production.
the production.
What do you mean?
Like when they're building.
So
a car,
instead of
people
using
on
a
it.
human being, you just use the robot,
That as well.
the AI and the robot. Right?
So basically, we just have to
But
accept that AI
let's
is
be
going to kill
honest.
our industry.
If you work for someone, listen, I work for someone as well. I'm not a Dame Dash. But if you work for, I ain't coming on a Dame Dash.
Yes or no?
Won't be good.
Can another man say you're fired?
Absolutely.
No one can tell me that. And that's priceless to me.
But I'm here.
Listen, nothing's wrong with working with anyone. I'm just basically saying, if you work for someone
Yeah.
and you're just doing the same thing and you're not trying to upskill, don't be upset.
Right.
Yeah, take personal accountability.
Take accountability
100%.
for what's happening.
But at the
Yeah.
same time,
Take some accountability.
there's going to become a point where there's no more accountability you can take in your industry's dead. Because it's only a matter of time
You're right.
before, if the AI is intelligent and it learns.
So I would simply look at my other options in the creative space. So I would look at UX, UI. I look at motion graphics. Like I said, but now you need to be well versed in it because like the artifacts I mentioned before, you need to know, understand that.
Yeah.
What if you can't understand that?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but a person,
Yeah.
a creative person.
AI is another skill within itself. That could
Yeah,
be an
that is an
entire
actual
job.
skill.
You have
Yeah.
AI engineers.
AI
Yeah.
in the future
But
could
you
be
don't
real.
have to, if you've got a graphic design background, that's great, but you don't need that.
We've agreed now.
Well, we should.
We've got ahead now.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. R.I.P. graphic design.
Yeah, I think it's dead.
AI killed. AI
I
was
think it's
killed
dead
it.
because of the salaries and can't become a junior designer as well. Wow,
There's no entry.
do you know what I mean?
Of course, because we do it. Like we've done it. You know what I mean?
It's tedious.
But it's definitely not where it was a couple of years ago. Actually.
Nah.
So,
So
Think about it, man. There's certain people that do less
yeah.
and they're telling you what to do. You're the creative. Do you know what I mean?
even with me, like having a design background, doing design, I don't do that much design more. It's more like
That's
art
what I keep
direction.
hearing.
It's more like
That's what I keep
strategy.
hearing.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I keep hearing.
It's more strategy. It's more about your thinking than it is actually on the tools.
Right.
But there's niches. There's there's people that do books. Like layouts and stuff.
But I think those things have died from before. But
No.
They haven't.
Still,
Bro.
yeah.
They're niche down.
They
But
are.
I know what you mean. They look like they're dead, but they're not.
They're not.
If
Like
you're
illustrators and
established.
stuff. Yeah, if you're well established.
because you know what it is.
But at entry levels, like we're saying, it's
Yeah.
very
Yeah, you can't
difficult.
get into
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Remember, like our lecturers will talk about how great the industry was when they were doing this, and they were
Once again, they've got to sell it to us.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But like they spoke of a time when it made sense to be a designer and everyone was trying to be creative. That's gone, and it's only gonna get worse.
Wow.
So,
well, if you like what you're hearing, if you feel any indifferent, feel free to comment in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts and yeah, it's been insightful.
yeah, subscribe.